Greetings. In today's video, I want to give you an after rehab update, where I plan on answering some questions that you had left me in comments on the videos that I made while I was receiving that rehabilitation for issues I have since having that stupid tumor in my head. If you're new here, you can catch up with the rest of us by going to the playlist on my channel labeled Rehabilitation After an Acoustic Neuroma. At the end of this video, I have some questions for you, as well as some information on some upcoming changes to my channel here. But mostly, I got questions for you about the changes I plan on making soon. And I'm hoping that some of you will take the time to answer them in the comment section. Right, with all of that said, it's time to dive into my YouTube Studio comment section. They offer a neat little option where I can just filter out comments that have question marks. So I'm going to try to filter out specifically questions from you all that were left on my videos that I made while I was getting rehabilitation. So it makes sense to begin with week 1, and the first question I see there is from RainyMan63, and he asks, when are you going to tell us about your Korschatten? I'll tell you folks all something. Before I went into that rehabilitation situation, you all set off some alarms by constantly bringing up the possibility of this Korschatten thing. If you were paying attention to the updates that I gave, from my understanding of this term Korschatten, I think it's pretty clear that I had a Korschatten and my Korschatten was a duck. Did you really expect anything else from me? The next comment I see is from a Peter Kohler asking me, why the heck did you decline the offer of the additional week? And listen, I answered this over and over and over. A lot of you left that message. I think I also touched on it in the rehabilitation updates. The fact is, I found it really kind of crazy what was going on there in regards to the lack of social distancing and the lack of interest in at all enforcing things that can keep everybody safe. The good news is I feel like I got what I needed out of that rehab, so get off my back. Connie Bruckner's asking if I got that extra pillow, and I did. And Connie, I don't know if it was you, but somebody did actually contact me and offered to mail me a pillow. You people are so sweet. Can anybody tell me why German pillows suck? Like, 90% of the time, it's just like a gigantic bag like this with a little bit of filling, and the second your head is on it, it hits the bed. Just a side random question. Let's open up my week 2 rehabilitation update that I gave you folks. And again, the first question is, have you acquired a Korschatten yet? What are you all trying to push on me? I am not looking for love. I found a duck. Sebastian Corbinian says, great to hear Reha is starting to be helpful. Have you thought of wearing barefoot shoes to help with those new walking exercises? I have not purchased myself barefoot shoes. I don't have any extra money right now to spend on anything. Working on it. Feel free to donate into my PayPal. It's in the description. However, a couple people mentioned actually trying that stuff barefoot, and I found that helpful. I'm very curious about those shoes, and when I'm in a situation to pick up a pair, I will. But just on the topic of the word barefoot, I find the idea of practicing my balance exercises in bare feet quite helpful. Like really feeling what parts of my feet are touching the ground when is quite helpful, because it's an issue I am having standing straight, upright, good posture and trying to walk straight right now. I feel like a bobblehead and I feel like my feet aren't working right. Winter's coming, so I don't know how often I'll be going barefoot in the near future, but yeah, barefoot shoes. Here's a good question from Gerda Hessel. She says, why didn't they give you such a rehab right after your operation? 3 years later, immobilization is much harder to get over. Gerda, they offered me something like this. I think I mentioned this lightly in other videos, and I'm glad you brought this up again, because I feel like I need to state clearly what was going on. After 11 days in the Bielefeld hospital, and I woke up literally feeling like I got hit by a tractor trailer, an LKW in German. Like, I literally felt like I got hit by a tractor trailer. I was exhausted. I was confused why my dizziness was worse after operation, after they took the tumor out of my head. I was really feeling horrible, and after 11 days, I wanted to get home and I wanted to heal. I wanted to be around my son and my kitties and my friends. And I think it was a few years previous to this tumor situation, I had done a rehab sort of thing for depression. And they sent me to a clinic in Aachen that was on the verge of being shut down, and it was an absolute nightmare. The place was falling apart. Half their signs weren't hanging on the wall. Half the doctors weren't there. They had like one doctor jumping around to do like 5 different courses. It was not helpful or healing, and I still had it in my head when this woman was offering it to me as I'm sitting in my hospital bed feeling more dizzy, just recently realizing I'm deaf in one ear. And nobody after my operation in that hospital was giving me real information on my new disabilities that I had. It was pretty much just go, eventually you'll go back to work. I really could have used more information. So when that lady came into my room, my hospital room, to offer me to go on to a rehab directly after my operation, I looked at her and I politely declined, and I told her, based on my last experience, it was a fucking nightmare, and the way that I feel right now, I want to get home and heal. I needed to heal. Looking back now, I mean, part of me wonders if there was like a major misunderstanding on my point. I had really thought that Bielefeld Hospital, being that they operated on me, that they would have given me information on my new disabilities, like told me what was damaged in here, and told me I was deaf in the one ear, and told me why my balance issues were worse. But now I'm looking back and I'm thinking, was that information I would have gotten had I gone to that rehab directly after my operation? I did not feel fit enough to do anything, though, then, like I just finished now. I definitely was not fit for it. But yeah, they did offer me, and I turned it down. Live and learn. Howard Cohen says, can't believe the visually apparent progress you're making, Armstrong. Congratulations. Do you notice it yourself? And several other people left me comments saying that they had noticed my eyes attempting to blink together and little movements in other little places that weren't moving before. I really think you all are seeing it before me, but yeah, I too am noticing some progress since I was at that clinic, and I am impressed. I'm scanning through week 3 rehabilitation updates here, looking for questions. I see Osmona Everhoy says, your hairdo looks great, but are you aware your head is constantly tilted because your hair is covering your left eye? I don't think this is good, especially with your neural condition, but even without it can cause neck pains. No offense, I'm just telling you because I care. Osmona, you have no clue how right you are. Ever since this operation and having facial paralysis, and in the beginning I couldn't close that eye, I did definitely have a tendency to like brush my hair over that side of the head, kind of like, hiding this side of my face. And you are so correct with it causing neck pain. I also have very thick hair. It has a weight to it, as silly as it sounds. And you're right, like me putting it too much over that side of my face, not a good thing. I'm trying to shy away from it, so thank you. Nicole here was talking about this craniosacral voodoo stuff that I love, the treatments I had on my head. And she's mentioning here that I could get it paid through something called a persönliche Budget that I could apply for at the health insurance or pension insurance. You mean the Rentenversicherung, the retirement. Well, right now I'm trying to get all of my paperwork straight with the Rentenversicherung, the retirement system, because that's where I am right now with my health situation. German bureaucracy can really be a lot to handle and understand. But Nicole, I really thank you for the link you left here, because I am going to have to look into that for sure. Maybe not just for the craniosacral voodoo, but also for the walking sticks. We brought that up a couple times in various comments as well. Somebody had mentioned about, didn't somebody have a pair they could just give me? I don't know. If you have a pair of walking sticks you want to give me, contact me on Instagram. But yeah, Nicole, there does seem to be a few things that I need that insurance doesn't cover. So comments like this from viewers like you that give me a little guidance, give me the code words or what things to look for in order to get assistance, is really appreciated. Thank you. This is a great name. Herzallians Diesentrüb says, could that place be Bad G? I don't know. There's a lot of bad places here in Germany, which is hilarious if you're an American. You wonder where the good place is. But no, I know that the word bad was a word for like natural spring water, natural water under the ground, and those places often became these kurorts. So I don't know which bad G you're referring to. I've been to quite a few bad stuffs here in Germany. I imagine they're all quite similar. You know, pretty parks around them, lots of nature. It's all very healing. But I was not in Bad G, I was in Numbert. Herbert Gonzwa says, hi Armstrong, do you know kinesiology? These are gymnastics for your left and right part of your brain to work together. I am a right-handed man and did kendo, Japanese fencing, for 15 years, and you have to learn your moves new because every move starts from the left side. Herbert, I did not know about this stuff, but that is quite interesting and I will look into it more. I don't know if that would be helpful for me in my situation. I was worried too with that whole thinking about the one side of the brain handles the other side of the body, but funny enough with my health issues, it just seems to be all my issues are on the left, and the tumor was on the left. My right side seems to be working right, but you got me questioned. I'll look into this stuff. I really liked this comment. It was in my second week update at rehab from a Natalie Still or Style. She writes, you just pretend to not have a massager at home, don't you? However, in addition to the vibrator for vibration treatment, get yourself a dildo made of stainless steel for temperature treatment. Be warned, these are rather heavy in weight. Be informed they can serve multiple other purposes with medical benefits on that account. One can perfectly train oral muscles with it. She can train her internal pelvic floor muscles internally with it. One can train sphincter and muscles with it, etc. Be careful. She goes on. Create your nutrition plan whilst you are in the clinic. Available yourselves the opportunity to consult with an accredited nutritionalist. I wasn't going to be talking with any nutritionist there. From the food they served us, I refused to believe there was a nutritionist working there, considering the lack of vegetables, for example. If we got any tiny little serving of vegetables, they were frozen. If we got fresh vegetables, it was a few leafy salad with like a cucumber on it. But I'm working on my diet nonetheless. I concur. Natalie goes on. I suspect you are dehydrated. On your regular days less, on your bad days more. How much fluid did you take in per day on every day in rehab so far? Please be honest and accurate. Okay, first off, Natalie, I like how direct and detailed your comment is. Like, you're a queen of too much information, and I adore you for it. And you were right. I was dehydrated. This is another fine example of why I really like my viewers. Sometimes it's like such a little comment that maybe doesn't seem like much, but it's so damn true. I need to drink more water, and thank you for the reminder. I also have not made my multiple vibrator purchases. Again, feel free to contribute and leave me a little tip in my PayPal below. Be sure to attach to your tip that it's for vibrating purposes only. A Michael B or Michael B says, have your therapist considered trying interferential electric muscle stimulation in addition to physical vibrating thingy you described? You speak like me, all loosey-goosey. Right now, I'm trying to line up all of my therapists here. I've made contact with like 3 different places. I'm not sure what they offer and what they do. I will be updating you all when I find that out, what I'm getting here at home. But I do have a good friend that works in that line of work, physical therapy, and I'm pretty sure he showed me a couple of years ago that he had bought some of those things that you can like stick on your face, for example, and they would like make the muscle twitch. This is a good idea. Thank you for bringing this up. I'm going to try to get a hold of that friend, and I don't know, maybe over a bottle of red wine. We can make my face vibrate and look ridiculous. I'll film it if I do this. I think I'll leave out the red wine, although it could be pretty funny. Oh, Lothar Scheffers figured out where I was. Alright, as I scan through here, I feel like I might be missing some, so make sure in the future when you leave me a question, you use a question mark. That's how YouTube filters it out for me out of all of the comments that I get, so I can find specific questions. I feel like I'm missing some though. Let's see. A lot of you brought up the Korschaden thing, which was just not a possibility because I was being completely antisocial and avoiding the masses of people that were annoying me, as well as I was there to really concentrate on my health issues and get the help that I desperately needed for the last 3 years. As well as, if I have not mentioned it before, I have commitment issues, and I am not really looking for a relationship of any type right now, and I have a lot of friends, so yeah, my Korschaden was a duck. I hope we can put that to rest, and I hope I don't hear any of you pushing for anything like that for me anytime again soon. Everybody that was concerned about me not taking the extra week there, get over it. If you really like me and you really care about me, then you will be happy to know that I really feel like I got everything I needed in the way of the therapy I received, but most importantly, how I can do that on my own at home. But most importantly, all the paperwork that I got from that clinic and from the doctor here that clearly lays out what issues I have and what therapy I am to continue here now that I am home. I am so thankful. I felt like they were very thorough, and I felt like I dealt with real professionals. Well, I feel like I tackled all your tough questions from my rehabilitation trip. As usual, you're all always welcome to leave me more. I try to get to them eventually if I can. It's getting harder and harder as the subscriber count is going up. Well, now that I've answered all those questions, I hope that you'll take some time to answer a few that I have. In light of my current health situation and being unable to work, I plan on putting more time and energy into my YouTube channel here, and I kind of need to make everything easier for me to manage. I think doing this channel is a healthy and constructive thing for me at this time. I want to make it easier for me to manage as I also tackle all of my health issues here, which of course I'm going to continue to give you all updates on. This just means some reconstruction, some planning, some changes. Turn and face strange changes. And if you have any opinions or thoughts on these things I'm working on, please do leave me a comment saying so. I was recently notified that my channel now qualifies to take on memberships. Simply put, this is just a way for viewers to support me and my channel and keep it all going. In light of this, I'm thinking about closing down my Patreon, and I really don't want to upset any of my Patreon supporters because I've been very thankful for you, for your commitment and your support. I am forever in debt. But for me, having everything on one platform, just YouTube, would be most easiest for me. The first real question is, so if I set up this membership service, there's several different levels in which one can support me through monthly payments in exchange for perks, we can call it. My question for you is, what sort of perks are you, my beloved viewers, looking for? You know, the first things one thinks of are like live member-only chats or even like shout-outs. But I'm curious about you watching this video. If you were to do some sort of membership subscription to a YouTube channel, what sort of perks would you find appealing in general? Also news, in an attempt to be a reliable creator, I will soon be announcing a schedule. I'm considering Thursday nights as being my regular video uploads every Thursday nights. What do you think about this? Is there a better night? By the way, I could totally foresee me just here and there also uploading random videos as well, in addition to the schedule. I've also been toying with an idea of doing maybe once a month an interactive painting session where I could, for example, take one of my paintings that are only half finished. I could post a picture of it on my Instagram, and then you could leave me a comment there on Instagram saying what you think that painting needs. And I could make a video doing just that. I think there's one or two others on my channel where we did something like this. And while they aren't my most viewed videos, I had fun doing them. And like, even when I'm having one of my bad days where I'm not feeling so great, I can always paint. So there's the next question. Are you down with this? Would you participate with this? If you're not on Instagram, is it something you'd watch? I just like this interactive idea that we're painting, we're creating something together. Let me know in the comments what you think. And this is my last question. So I've spoken about my health, my time in Germany, some of the weird jobs I've done, a little bit of my life in general, politics, and some other little random things. What do you want more of, or what are you curious to know about? Leave me a comment, let me know, don't be shy. Nothing's too weird, I'm curious. And I want you to know, even if you're not in a position to become a member, a paying subscriber to my channel, I still want to hear your opinion. I value all of my viewers' opinions. You help guide me. Quite often in your comments, you remind me of stuff I've forgotten about, often add additional things on to stuff that I talk about. And nice is when I see a comment of something I was thinking of. I've said this before. It's like a confirmation that, okay, I need to work on that. And I may not make those videos right away. Sometimes it takes time for me to get to it. Life happens. Just a reminder, I appreciate each and every one of you who support me. From people who leave me tips on my PayPal to monthly supporters, but also down to just the people that just view my videos. I appreciate you. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on these upcoming changes and updates to Call Me Armstrong on YouTube. Feel free to add Call Me Armstrong on Instagram if you have that too. And as usual, I need to be here and give you that little reminder about taking care of yourself, because I'm not sure you've been taking care of yourself, and I really need you to take care of yourself.